Well, so we had some fun trips over the past year where we got to use these rituals and travel hacks in, apparently. But they were also just really exciting and rejuvenating trips. And so, what kinds of trips do you have stories from, Paige?
Man, we got a lot. I'll do just like the last year or two because, yeah, I feel like we could keep going on and on and on. But national parks have kind of become my husband and I's thing. So like we got engaged in Delicate Arch in Utah. We did like a honeymoon in Florida and did like Everglades and Biscayne. And so when he was graduating, we were super stoked, and he had a month off before he started work. So we ended up doing this massive, massive national park road trip. That was so fun. So it's a mouthful to get through it, but we were gone for 25 days. And we went through Utah and we did Bryce and Capitol Reef National Parks and Zion. Got to like hike Angel's Landing. We went through Las Vegas, Nevada, and we did 5 days of rock climbing with some friends at Red Rocks. And then we moved on to like Death Valley, California, made our way up to Bishop, California, did just kind of some hiking, skied in Mammoth, went to Yosemite, came down through Sequoia and Kings Canyon. What else do we do? We went to Palm Springs and did Joshua Tree, had the scariest rock climb of my life that I will talk about. That was so funny. And then we went to Tucson and we stopped in Saguaro National Park, which was very cool. Went up through Flagstaff and stopped in Petrified Forest National Park, skied Taos, and then came up through Great Sand Dunes in Colorado. And we had our last luxury day at Mount Princeton Hot Springs. So this was all climbing, camping, skiing. So we were living out of Levi's car the whole time, or camping. I think we had a few days in Palm Springs in an Airbnb, and we had like 3 Airbnb nights the rest of it. So it was definitely one of my longer, more rugged things. And we did it in January, because there's no crowds. And you know why? Because it's freezing at night. And so it was awesome because we didn't have any people, but there was a little bit of sufferfesting that we're like, this is funny because we're young.
But the skiing, I'm sure, was the best in January.
You know what though? So we had amazing weather, actually. We had like great, like 50, 60-degree days most places we went. We evaded the snow. It was just nights. It all dropped pretty quickly because they weren't really humid places. We were in a lot of desert environments. So yeah, we were like thinking, oh, well, maybe we'll have good ski. No. Mammoth, I mean, really? We pulled up to ski and we're like, oh, this will be great. And it's like 2 minutes from the resort and I've still not seen snow. So I'm like, okay, no. This is not good. So we ice skated is what we downhill ice skated. And then Taos, we got there the day before the biggest storm they had all season. So we like missed it by a day, which was so silly. But it was still fun. I mean, I feel like skiing on non-snowy days builds character.
Yeah, and you have plenty of skiing adventures also.
Yeah, we lived elsewhere.
Trip,
so the climbing was actually way more fun. So that was kind of like our biggest adventure. But yeah, we've really, really enjoyed a lot of national park trips, which has been so cool. And that was a really fun way to see.
Dream national park destinations for sure.
They were so beautiful. And again, going and not having, I mean, in Zion, we did this really famous hike called Angel's Landing. It's like the one you see that you like climb up the chains, and it's really well known. And normally it's super crowded and you have to get a pass and all of that. And we were just so lucky. We had the whole thing to ourselves because it was just kind of dead. And so that was such a cool experience, you know, to get to do these famous things like Joshua Tree. There were climbs that normally would have lines and we had like nobody when we were there. So at night you would be like, oh no, it is so cold. Like the sun would go down and we'd be like, hurry up, eat dinner, get in the car. But like during the day, you know, we're like, wow, we're geniuses. No wonder nobody's here. So
well, you survived. You made it.
We did survive.
You kept all your fingers and toes.
All, you know, every single one, which sometimes we were worried about that. So it's good. And honestly, it was, for how long that trip was and how many things we did, I feel like it went so smooth. We did have obviously there's always something. So one was I had just it was the bane of my existence to get a hot shower. So again, we're car camping and we have like a few stops to get showers. And so they're very important and it's cold. And so how do you motivate yourself when you're cold? You think about your future, warm blanket and shower. And so after our first 5 days, we had an Airbnb in Nevada before we started our climbing, that all of our climbing, you know, all the friends that were coming in, we all met to sort gear and get food ready and stuff. And so I had just been hyping this shower up in my head. Like, you know, the whole drive over, I'm telling Levi, like, oh, it's going to be so amazing. I'm going to wash my hair. I'm going to feel so good. I'm going to be so warm and it's just going to be the best. And I get in the shower and I'm waiting for it to get hot and it's not getting hot. And I like try the other shower and it's not getting hot. There's like no hot water in the house. And, you know, call the Airbnb and it's just like, they're not going to get it fixed in time. And so I have to take a freezing cold shower. And like, you better believe there was sobbing, like the wails of frustration were just quite wild. And so we, you know, I recover and we go climb for a couple of days and we had a rest day in Las Vegas. So we were going to take showers. And so I'm like, this will be my shower. Because now I'm filthy from climbing in red rocks, like covered in dirt. It's been frigid at night. So like we are all just so ready for the shower. And so we go to a Planet Fitness, which they charged us so much in Vegas. We're like, this is so stupid, but we need a shower. So, you know, I'm like, I'm using all their shampoo and like everything I can get. And we all go in and I start the shower and it starts off like mildly warm and then it's not. It's like lukewarm cold. And I like I'm like, anyone else? And the two other girls with me were like, yeah, it's a cold shower. And we were just like, are you kidding me? We overpaid for this at the gym. On. Yes. And I was so, you know, they don't have hair dryers. It's like Planet Fitness. So I was like, this place is trash. And so, you know, we walk out and Levi's like, see your hot shower. And I was like, false. No hot shower, no heat for me. I call me Elsa because all I get is coldness. So yeah, I was such a baby after that. So I think our next available shower was like 4 or 5 days later. And it was like this hotel that we stopped at had a hot tub, and you better believe I beelined. And I was like, there's no way the hot tub won't be warm. And it was glorious.
That is, you just appreciate it 10 times more.
You really do. So I think that was like, that was kind of funny. And overall, like we did it, like we got along, like Levi and I travel really well together. We camp well. We figured out our system. I had one day, so Taos, this is like the end of the trip. And we just had like a couple of days that were just like very cold nights. And we had slept in our car and gotten in really, really late. And so I woke up to ski and was just so exhausted. And so one thing about ski boots, if they get cold, the plastic gets really, really hard. And so it is next to impossible to put them on. It is just so frustrating. So usually when we go ski, our boots are in the car and they get warm and they've been in a house and you still fight for your life, but it's fine. So we had been car camping in the car and the ski boots have been in the cold for days. And so I go to put it on. And the ski boot is just like not working. And I'm just fighting for my life to get it, you know, warm. And it just, I immediately just start crying. And I'm just, you know, I was like, I will get to ski again. My boots are
You're
broken.
Like, start a fire, Levi. Yeah. I'm going to put the boots over the fire.
Yes, like this whole day is ruined because of my boots. And, you know, like Levi just like puts me in the car, like turns on the heat and I'm just holding my ski boots, you know, like, and then they like thaw out and I can like put them on. It's like, oh, okay, great. Like, let's go. So that was like, it was like, oh my gosh, here sometimes the inner 2-year-old, you know, just needs its moment to have a hissy fit.
As someone that does not like the cold, your emotional reaction would be me like on day 3 of car camping in the cold. I would be like, I can't do this anymore.
We figured it out. So that was I think those were our funniest things. The rest we like actually did. The funny thing is when our friends all came to climb with us, it was just like really windy and cold. And we had like 4 or 5 really good days before. So we're like, yeah, like you're going to see how much we like love winter camping. No one's there. It's going to be amazing. And then like we get there and I remember like the first night we're all like huddled around like this campfire, like trying to like have a good time, but you can tell everyone's just like chattering and, you know, just kind of like the wind is in everyone's face, like the fire isn't doing anything. It was so funny. And so the next night we were like, what if we go to a brewery for a few hours.
Shelter.
Instead of
Shelter.
sitting outside. So it makes you very scrappy, which is kind of fun. Because you're just like, you take, everything's great. You're like, oh, look at this free ketchup packet. I'm rich.
Oh, the kind of memories that you can only make when like roughing it is.
Oh yeah.
Is truly like gems for your soul.
I agree.
I love that.